Hey gang, welcome back. It is I, DrBossKey. And today, now that we're fed and caffeinated and we're ready, before we jump into development, we are going to play the updated version of Tastrion. So I believe this is one of the first beta versions of Tastrion. We played Tastrion, like 5 or 6 months ago, and it was really cool to see where we're at. MagnaRemora is the creator, developer behind Tastrion, and they captured a ton of feedback and they were still finishing the game, and so the game has evolved quite a bit. We're only hop on over and we'll get this party started. So MagnaRemora lives in Sweden. Very nice dude, about my level of seasoning and experience in terms of gaming, so grew up playing games like this. They released on their, and I'll link this in the description, on their itch.io page. So they released basically, I guess it was August 21st of 23. They released a beta, or not beta. It was a demo version of this, and lots of people played it. People were really encouraging. MagnaRemora is a multi-talented fellow, really good ear for music. I'm very excited. So let's see where we're at. All right. I promised him I'd do a playthrough. It's going to be about an hour, and we're going to probably yak as we play. So it's going to take longer than that, but I believe that is okay. All right. So let's see. Find my build. Okay, cool. So looks like this build came from December 10th. At least that's the last time it was built. I think we're good. Remora soft. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and I'm just gonna give feedback as I'm looking at this. So I'm having to shield my eyes here because I have a bright light in my face. But I would say that if you wanted people to see the background, it is really dark. I have a pretty bright monitor setting in general, but it's difficult to see this wonderful texture. Maybe that's the thing you're going for, but I thought I would just share that with you. Also, you know, it's just an opinion. It's not a huge problem. It feels like this guy is just like a little badge hanging out. Compared to your previous graphic design sense with the, let me take a look. Where's this at? With what we just looked at with the, yeah, I mean, I feel like, and it's probably just a work in progress, but I feel like this image tells a lot more story. Just, in terms of a feast for the eyes. It depends on what you're going for, but I thought I would just basically share that. All right. Let me see here. I'm getting my buttons together. What's going on? Hello, buttons. Did I break it? Oh, man. Oh. Okay. And close that. All right, cool. All right, so that's right out of the gate. I already checked audio levels, so I'm gonna turn this up in my own headset a little bit. And by the way, here, let me just, because I was looking at the visuals, just one more time, let's crank this bad boy up from the beginning. Yeah, I like the synths. It's a very nice intro. I love the vibe you're channeling here. Very good, very good. Okay. Yeah, look at the synths. A bit of that haunting, that lilting, like, it gives me some Metroid vibes a little bit as well. This is definitely getting me back to like the 16-bit era of playing through Super Metroid, right? So, okay, cool. So there was that. We got that. Oh, don't forget to update your sound effects. You're using just stock sound effects for your select. So you have this wonderful music soundtrack. I'd love to see more design surrounding the buttons. Okay, you got a screechy sound for the moving. That's pretty good. Yeah, so the start sound probably needs to be customized. All right. Playing on a PlayStation 5 controller here. Okay, here we go. Ooh, we got stars. Somewhere out there in the vast unknown, a rogue planet drifts endlessly in space, once belonging to an advanced civilization. Civilization. All right, so you probably want another period if you're gonna punctuate after civilization. Advanced civilization once belonged to blah blah blah. Back to menu. We're gonna look at that again. So if you're gonna have text here that you want me to read, I would recommend that you make it a confirm from the player. So confirm on the button. That way it's not variable timing, because one of the things that sucks more than anything is when you're reading something, trying to digest it, and you never know what someone's doing, like me. And when it goes away, it sucks, because then, I have to stop and restart. It's now overtaken by artificial mutagen Tastrion, the most potent genotoxin known, has but one weakness. Extinction has known. Is known? All right, take a look at your verbiage there. I feel like there might be some typos and punctuation. I was trying to digest. Ooh, look at this, look at this. Oh, yeah! Wow! Going to Tastrion. The space colony from Jinsaria 9 has deployed their best pilot, operating the Desolaser gunship, carrier of a powerful cell-destroying photon laser. The final confrontation begins now! There's a lot of words there. But I think I get the gist of it. Look, we're getting a little fade. Look, a little fade! That's a lot of fade. That's a lot of fade. There's a lot of, oh, and then we're loading. Speed up that fade by about, I'd say cut the transition in half, but it's your flavor and styling. So that's just my take on it. All right, so what do we got here? So we got a controller screen. All right, oh boy. Okay, so we're showing an Xbox controller, XABY, okay. Okay, so let me look at here. So A is spread at the bottom. I'm just looking at my buttons. X is photon L. Probably light. Maybe it's a variant of photon. Okay. B is rail. Okay. Y is bomb. Pause. Movement. Okay. And then we have the Desolaser gunship. Energy capacity 10 starts with 3. Okay. Weapon upgrade capacity 7 starts with 0. Okay. Weakness: lasers, collisions, and biopathogens. All right. I mean, if you're gonna tell me the weakness of a ship, I'm not entirely sure. Like, then what am I thinking here? So it gets me to think that there are things that I'm not weak towards. So, but I don't know at this point. So I don't know if you need to call out weaknesses there or not. I mean, it's kind of a nice little flavor text because you're like, oh, pathogens, right? But it doesn't give me any context other than it does, I guess, don't collide with stuff. Watch out for lasers and biopathogens. So, okay. But I don't really know what those are yet. So, mission: annihilate the rogue mutagenic strain. All right. And then we got a bunch of power-up bits. So we got energy, shield, overshield, power up, levels up your firepower by 1. Power extend levels up your firepower by 3. Okay. Power up, power max levels up your firepower by 6. Okay. 1 hidden per stage. That's kind of cute. Nice that you put that in there. Radiant bomb deals. Look, there's secrets. Ooh. Radiant bomb deals massive damage to screen and cancels bullets. Damage to screen. You probably can just say it does massive damage clearing the screen. Doesn't, it's just verbiage. So cancels bullets. Player can carry up to 4 bombs. All right. And then we got a little 1-up. Provides 1 extra life to player ship. Okay, cool. Let's see. Let's see here. So when I'm looking at the difference between these two power-ups, these guys here, I really, I mean, at a glance, other than maybe some of the coloration, I'm not going to be able to tell you the difference between the icons. So you're also using red, and granted, this is your color palette, so I'm not sure. I got to play the game, but red generally, universally, is usually bad, unless, of course, I mean, look, it's a red chip, so fair enough. So red may be good in this case. So just some color theory, color logic. Doesn't matter much. You'll learn these things. Okay, so but we have 3, 6, we have 8 power-ups. The health one reads really well. The bomb. Okay, so we got power up green, power up max. What else do we got? So energy, shields, and then we got all the power ups grouped together, and then we have radiant bomb. Okay, I'm making sense of that. That makes sense. I like the little button X to skip. Super cool. All right, let's do it. That's good. It was really nice having a little helper guide there. All right, here we go. Okay. A little reinforcement, huh? Photon, ion, rail shot. Oh man, this is much cleaner looking. Power up, I like it. We got some blue. Look at the shit. Oh, look at these guys. Yeah. Whoa, there we go. All right, I'm just gonna try to settle in this a little bit. Oh, damn it. All right. Trying to figure out the buttons here. Okay, so the bottom is kind of like your spready bits. Okay, just right off the riff, kind of looking at controls. So I did a video on this as well. I'm using the analog stick, and it would be really nice. It's up to you, but it'd be really nice if you supported the analog stick range, so I could move slower when I'm not using the full analog stick. Especially when you want me to navigate these smaller corridors. I do understand that a lot of people want to have digital even for their analog stick, so totally up to you, but I personally feel like it would benefit people that play on a controller with an analog stick, that have good control over the analog stick, that is, as well. So, all right. All right, I gotta see, do I hit, okay. Interesting. So I'm still learning the language of the game, right? So here I was learning about the basically whether or not this was dangerous, right? And so this is not dangerous, but I wonder if these are dangerous here. So the good news is I see this kind of the bright outline, so it at least helps me see these. So we're gonna do a little test here. We've got to learn the language of the game, right? All right. So okay, so you can collide with the world. All right, cool. Now what I want to do is go back to menu. And it's good to know, nothing wrong with environmental collision. It does stand out, which is good. So nice. Quickly skip that, which is great. Also skip that. It looks like you're doing a double load there, but fair enough. It's smart there. All right, so we got our spready spread. It's got a chuff into it. It's got a chuff sound to it. All right, I'm trying hard here for a second. I'm definitely seeing the enemy spawns, which is great. Staying on top of them. What's that? Crap. And again. Wow. Ooh, I'm still getting used to this. Alright. Breaking through the gates is super fun. Always a big fan of that. Okay, so we're in here. It's funny, I remember the DNA of this game from back in the day. I think we reviewed this September. Played it in September? August? Something like that. Music is popping. Look at the background. Enjoying the background. Start looking at the background. Start getting hit. I like the little background noise. This is super cool. Oh, neat. Dude, Getting power-ups out of door gates. Mwah, so good. Oh, I missed it. All right, but I saw it. That was good. Yeah, come here. So this is a small thing, right? But this is a very powerful thing. So now that you taught me that door gates give me power-ups, right? Immediately, I now look at each door gate as an opportunity to get more power-ups. And you did this super instinctually, right? In that you had one single door at the beginning, and then you had multiple door choices. And so the cool part is, right, is now that I've learned that little nugget, I'm like, oh, this is how the game works, right? So doors become opportunities. So then I immediately, and I did this with the second one, I immediately want to blast this one, right? And then I want to hop down and get the second one. And because you have the wall and we're scrolling, right? Like here comes the pressure, right? So it's not a huge challenge, but it immediately creates a secondary set of goals for me, which I really love. It's super smart design. Big fan of that. All right. Okay. Give me. I didn't get a power up out of that. Jesus. Why do you hate me, Magna? These guys came from the backside. Those guys came in pretty quick. Just means don't hang out in the back of the screen.
Emergency.
Cremotofont. Nice on the boss name there. I've got the health bar at the top. Okay, here comes the boss. Oh, those are... I mean, I'm learning it, right? But man, these bullets feel a little tiny from the enemy. Like these guys here, like, it's not your thing. But I mean, they compared to like the boss has got these big bits, and he's got these tiny little things here. I think these are from me, right? All right, so let's just feedback. Let's see here. All right. Nice little string. It might just be that they're hard to read. I'd add more white to them. I mean, I guess that you have two layers of bullets here, and the fast ones read as dark, and then you have the bright ones that hang out. I would put them in the same color spectrum, or at least brighten up those homers. Or maybe even add trails. If you added trails to them, that might be a thing too. All right, changing it up here. Power up from a boss, that's cool. Ooh, look at little fire bits from the top. Yeah. Oh gosh. All right. I'm still dialing in the controls. And again, I'm using an analog stick here. I feel like, I don't know, let me play a little bit. The one part I'm trying to dial it in, I don't feel like I have good control right now. I'm playing with the controls right now. So this is me on D-pad. So this is tap dodging. Fair enough. Let's just play this a little bit here. All right, so I'm swinging this analog stick here. Yeah, it feels really floaty. Might be the dead zone. Going back to tap dodging here on the D-pad. I think you're using an old school fatty hitbox, right? Okay, so the whole ship takes damage. Wow, so you're mixing together essentially a fat yay. Thank you. This is exactly why I wanted to 100 continues. All right, so you're mixing the. So fundamentally, I guess what you want me to do, right? Huh. Okay, here's an interesting one, right? So you've got these really cool bullet hell aspects, right? With these bullet kind of corridors. Really liking those, right? And we've got kind of the you know, we have also these roundy bullets. So since it's the whole hitbox on the player, as far as I can tell, at least the back end took damage. I'll take a look at the front. Here's the thing, is that this does not squeeze through this, right? I can't dodge through that. And so when I start to look at where can I go with the ship, so I can go through here. That's good, right? But this is incredibly dangerous. This is probably not possible. This might be possible to get through this gate, right? So if I wanted to do a little pattern like this, you know, and by gate, I just mean 2 points of the bullets. I can't get through here, obviously. I can get through here, right? This is great. So that's good. And then, but we have the same thing where I don't know if I can actually get through here. So I guess what I'm saying here, right, is my brain, when I see a bunch of the bullets, and I think the speeds are overall are good, I want to navigate through the corridors, or I want them to be sectioned off, right? Because I'm trying to understand all these new things about with a ship, and typically with a bullet hell, like if you're going with, you know, maybe you don't want bullet hell, but you're getting pretty high on in terms of bullets, not quite as crazy, right? Whoa. Boop. But I guess I mean, clearly you want me to be in this corridor, right? And for navigating through the corridor, pretty good. But I bet you I can't make it. I can maybe make it through here, but the thing is with the bullet spam here, like I'm having a really hard time seeing the routes. Now, granted, this is just me playing for the first time, so let's just give it a try here. What do we got? We're just gonna stay alive and see how this. Ooh. Man, you're not messing around with it. Just checking collision. I mean, even trying to nose my ship into this thing. Yeah, you know something. So I need to change the dead zone on my analog stick. I think it's at the default of 25. I think for reference, in my game, the dead zone for analog stick is 5. And then the analog range is 0.4. So it means I have to push the stick further to get out of the dead zone to get movement input, right? So I'll change that in a second and come back. But I just want to see. I'm going to play with this a little bit. All right. So just need to survive. Wow, fatty hitbox design. Boy. Yeah, so I mean, it's the same thing where like I can't actually get through. Right there. Oof. All right. All right. So there is something appealing about a fatty, like, you know, a fatty hitbox, right? Like the whole ship has got its own hitbox, but it also means that you're going to take more damage. So, you know, like the problem is I'm not trying to prescribe like my own bullet hell sensibilities as I've explored the space, but I notice here, right, like essentially you're super pixel perfect accurate for your collision. And I can see this here, right? Like even if it's just the hello. There we go. So I think typically what I like to do at least is these games are already crazy hard, right? They're hard for lots of different reasons. Because there's a lot of attention. You need to, where you're looking on the screen. There's controls dialing in how far you can move and how much you move when you use your directional input. It looks like you're using pretty much like the whole pixel area for the bullets. Be kind to the player. Like, just make the collision the inner area, because you want close calls, right? So especially if you're going to use pixel perfect collision for the ship and the bullets, I would recommend if a player is not going to be like, if this bullet, imagine this bullet came with this collision, basically came off the bow, right? And if you had a collision bit here, if you had the bullet here and you had collision in the center, right? If it went off if it crossed over a little bit of the ship and it didn't do a hit, no one's going to complain about that. And it will be more like, again, Cave checks their collision, every other frame. So there's that too, but it's a different bit. But I think my takeaway here, right, is be kind to the player to give them near misses where they thought they were going to get hit. Don't go too crazy, right? Like but as a designer, you want the player to also be successful, right? And so right now, because everything is very pixel perfect, it's great visually, but it also means that where you have areas that you think the player can get through, like there's no way to get through this path of bullets. And if there's no way to get through this path of bullets like this, then should it be a bigger bullet? I don't know, just food for thought, right? All right, let me go back to seeing if I can mess around with this. Yeah, like that's not fun. Like, your collision hit sounds are they need updated as well. They sound pretty rough. All right, look at those nuggets. Yeah. So I can get through here. That's good, right? Music's fucking banging. Okay. So this is just super helpful to see how I'm trying to navigate the maze, right? Come on. Are you missing explosion sprites when you run into the bullets? Oh, your bullets just disappeared. They need impact sprites. All right. So the good little safe spot here, right? So I'm kind of, all right. So one thing I need to do is I need to go back and make a fix. It almost tempts me to grab an arcade stick as well, but I never really played a lot of. I played shmups in the arcades, but I'm not. This is not necessarily my go-to. All right. So let's see. Dead zone. This will help quite a bit. This will give me more it'll give more better. It'll give me more control. A little coffee. All right. Look how, like, I need to play with the controls real quick. I'm just like, something, I can't quite put my finger on it. What is it? I don't feel like I have control. Those guys are cool. I didn't think I saw their bullet attacks. Yeah. Pacifist mode complete. Yeah, I know. This guy's got little swingy bullets. Those are fun. I mean, so just so you know, this is me, right? This is me. There's something way too floaty in your controls. I don't know what it is. But since we're working with the same engine, let me just take a quick look. Because I don't know, it's very hard to describe. So let me see what's what. Come on, road it up. Road it up. My poor project. I think I changed some assets, so it's converting under the hood. All right. So let's take a look here. So this with the analog stick range, right? Like I have way more. It's because it has a curve to it. I bet you that's probably just what it is, right? So if you go into preferences and you come into controls, so yeah, dead zone and sensitivity. So mine's 0.4. Let's not forget that. So if I set that to, first of all, let me see. Can I set that to something crazy? Okay, I can only set it to 1. Okay, so what's the difference? What is the difference? So why is that different? I don't really have a good answer. So for 5 there, maybe your sensitivity is really low. Oh, that's exactly what it is. Okay. So here, you can see I'm just barely moving the analog stick. And that's giving me this like floaty feeling. And floaty as in like, it's like I still have the range, which is nice. But it's like I don't have a lot of control. So let's see here. Okay, so that doesn't go up any lower. Let's try that. Ah, okay. Yep. So I think what's happening is that your sensitivity is too low. And so what happens is that I'm trying to use the analog stick, and because it has no ramp, and because you have a bigger dead zone of 25, it kind of compounds there. So I think I would recommend being at 0.4-ish, because when it gets lower, then what happens is those inner ranges give you a lot more of that digital control on an analog stick, which is okay. But the problem you have at that point is that you got a lot of input reading that happens on that inner zone, and as a result, you go to full speed sensitivity. And makes it harder to control. So, okay, now that I've kind of worked through that, I hope that's helpful. So there, I'd recommend giving it a try, because look, here's the thing is, for people playing digital, it doesn't affect them at all. People playing arcade sticks doesn't affect them at all. This is just for the analog stick users. And I think you need a little bit more range, because even if it takes a tiny bit more time to hit the full range, and we're talking about it's minuscule, right, to get to full speed, you want to give that to players because they can get used to that more so with bigger ranges on the analog stick. So it's those inner ranges that are going to mess you up a bit. So happy to test and tune any of that with you. Okay, so this might be a very long video. All right. Super helpful. Okay, so what am I going to do now, though? I mean, I can't really, I guess I could play a D-pad? Oh, okay. I guess D-pad it is, because I don't have good control with analog stick. All right. We're going to do this old school. All right. Rail shot, bomb. All right, bomb's up there. Oh man, I am not a D-pad player anymore. I only use D-pad now for fighting games these days, so I might need to get an analog stick. No, it's way too much. All right. going back to analog stick. Boom, get pushed.
Energy. Energy.
Dude, MagnaRemora is not fucking around. He's like, here's some guys from the back. Super engaging. I like it. Oh. Thought I could make it through that. Yeah, well, as long as I'm in motion, it feels pretty good. But the moment I want to like tap dodge, I mean, this is like one tap. All right, but we belabored that point. Okay. Okay, guys, from the bottom. Nice environmental entrances, by the way. Here, I'm always a huge fan of this, right? So we got the environment down here, and then this leaves this opening, bloop, right? So visually, you know, the bad guys are going to come out of here, right? Which is super cool. And then you have your like strings, you know. So anytime you can do that where you have this nice mix between the environment and the enemy entrances, and naturally gives you, the player, opportunities to see and remember where enemy spawns are going to come from, which is super helpful. So, all right. Energy. Give me my health. Oh, I got that time. Oh, one up. Wait, that's a one up? Okay. I mean, it's not a huge deal. Typically, what I tend to do is think that hearts, because it's Zelda, right? Hearts are individual hit points, and lives are something different. You know, just iconography. It's not. I mean, look, you collect it, you're gonna figure it out anyway. So I would just not a huge deal. All right, got power up. Feeling pretty good. Give me.
Shield.
Okay, so let me see. So alternating between rapid fire and bottom. So the top shot and the bottom shot feels pretty good. I am really looking for the next version of the engine where I can remap buttons, because the charge up shot is not as easy to reach. But and then again, I've been playing a boatload of Danmaku. I've been playing a lot of Akai Katanishin, so it's certainly covering the mechanics in which I'm playing with. So. I really need. I need like instant replay.
Emergency.
Nice little warning graphics coming up. It's a shot. All right, so we lead in with those. Got the smaller, brighter bits. Yeah, those shots are way too hard to read against black. White. Lots of whites. Bullets are the most important thing to see. I shouldn't feel like I'm trying to squint to see them. Love the fire coming in from top and bottom. Super cool. I'm back in this maze of. Okay, but we talked about it, so we talked about it. Moving on. Here we go. Oh, those are shootables? Oh, okay. Oh, but I can't get back in. Look at this. Oh, look at my little engine bits. That's cool. Aww. I'm stuck out of the corridor. I really. Okay. All right. So it's one of the things I did in my game, and this doesn't make it right, and it's just a way of thinking about it, is when I had bullets that were destructible, I classified them all as missiles. Because then I was like, well, if it looks like a missile, it's physical, and you can blow up the missile, right? You've got kind of an instinctual bit to blowing up missiles. I would recommend that if you have destructible bullets, do some design language around them. Make it your own, but maybe they need a hard shell, or just because that's going to help me. Because right now, what I'm looking at, like when I'm looking at your game, like I can tell you that what I have learned so far is that we have some dark versions of these that are kind of Homer bits, so they're kind of hard to see. I think these are destructible. These I don't know what, I think they're probably non-destructible, right? And then I have these curtains, or like are these bullet walls that aren't destructible, which is fine because they got their arrow bits. But then we already talked about this, right? Like how I can, if you want me to weave in and out of these, I need to be a little bit smaller in terms of collision, or we need more gaps. So, okay. And I think that's mostly what I know so far. So you got some design considerations going on in here that I'm still figuring out. All right. Staying in the bits. Oh, that's me. Oh, look at these. These are pretty. Oh, damn it. Let's look around. Okay, so the cool part is that, all right, I can see what's going on. I'm developing my strategy, right? So I got the AoE, which then keeps the bullets away. This is kind of nice having this little gap here.
Power up. Energy.
All right. Are amazing. Nah, these are super cool.
Energy.
Yeah, I like your little wormy pod things. These aliens, it feels so good. I'm really digging the style, dude. Like this pixel art style really does it for me. It gives me those 16-bit vibes. I think it translates really well. Doing the damn Aku where I'm alternating between the top and the bottom. It means the charge isn't going to get a lot of use. I think the charge is mostly going to be for like big high health enemies. That might be some food for thought for you when you're explaining it on the screen. I don't remember you telling me that the charge shot was good, like that it has piercing. Good bullet visibility there. Holy shit. Ooh, that bomb felt good. Gave me a reason to use bomb. Damn, it's in there. Energy. Lives 2, HP 2. Damage. The bonking sound doesn't sound very good. It's got boom. Ooh, look at this guy. Sir Blaine. Sir Blaine. Oh, yeah. Oh. Those are some mighty fast bullets for how fast I move. It's very tough to, considering how fast the player ship moves at this point, it's tough to dodge those. But, maybe it's just about knowing where I'm supposed to be, kind of for the weak spot. Look at those circle bullets. Neat. Oh, dang it. Those feel good. These, the telegraph on these are great. Great pattern, great pattern. These. Ah. That's so floaty. Okay, so I've got a problem here, right? I don't want to use D-pad, but I can't control it fundamentally with the analog stick because I'm flying all over the place. And that means that everything I'm going to interact with, I can't control the game the way I want. And as a result, I don't know if I should keep playing until we make the tweak to, assuming you want to make the tweak, but to the analog stick controls, because I want to play the game and navigate these corridors of bullets that you're giving me. But I feel like I'm fighting the controls right now. You know, I got to figure out my arcade stick action again. There might be a case for like kind of the in between. It's been a while. Let me play a little bit more and see what's what. Ooh, look, his tentacle came off. Nice battle damage on him, by the way.
Energy.
Kind of looking at seeing how much more damage this does. Dude, the boss looks great, by the way. The wiggly tentacles are awesome. These bullet patterns, pretty fun. I see that I can almost get through them. Yeah, but oh, damn, those are really hard to. It's too fast. I mean, it's okay if I'm in the way back, but I can't react to them any faster. I think you're actually outspeeding what the ship controls can do. But again, it might just be that you just gotta get used to them. I don't know. It's, you know, it's a tough thing. But these feel amazing in comparison, probably because they have a shootout and then accelerate, which then helps me understand the trajectory of all of the bullets, right? Because now I'm like, oh, these are going to go this way, right? So I can kind of see what's going on with these. So I understand kind of where I need to be. Makes a huge difference between this bullet pattern, which generally seems to have a very similar top speed, versus the previous bullet pattern, which was almost instant. Something that happens quite a bit in Akai Katana Shin that I really enjoy too. And off the rip, this is just me, but I feel like the charge up weapon, the corruption has been exterminated. Nice, look at him, he's got his little face mask. Neat. I must find the source before these monsters mutate into something worse. Wow, that text, the text appearance is a little bit slow. I'd reduce the time to draw that by about 50%. Okay, I really, really want to play more. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop here. I don't want to, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to MagnaRemora about the control, because he can at least give me a build. Because I think fundamentally what we have here, right, is you want me to bullet hell. You're giving me a fatty hitbox, and there's a reason why you see bullet hells. No one uses a fatty hitbox anymore for those, and like not, you know, and it's also wide, right? Like it's a very wide hitbox because the ship is pretty wide, and it's creating a level of frustration because it creates, you know, I'm not going to belabor the point. I already talked about it in depth. So I'll talk to you about that. And then let's check out the controls so I can at least get a version I can control with analog stick. Otherwise, then what I might do is I might search around for an arcade stick that I can plug into my PC and maybe give it a try playing it with an arcade stick, because I've got thousands of hours on arcade sticks too. So because the game at that point would be digital, and tapping with my thumb at this point, that's only reserved for like, you know, intense fighting games, and I tend to over tap, and then it fatigues my thumb. And if I'm going to be doing this for an hour plus, it's going to be a thing. So okay, MagnaRemora, thank you so much. I'm going to talk to you right now about this build. I want to turn around another build, and I want to hopefully get a playthrough done today or tomorrow. I want to also work on the boss rush mode we've got for the game and a bunch of other things. For the folks following along that spend time, that find value in these videos, thank you so much. Thank you to the Shmup Creator community for being such a wonderful group of folks, all just crafting and learning how to play games and make games together. Amazing, amazing journey. Thank you so much. It wouldn't be what it is without you. And for that, I am very grateful. This is one of my most favorite things to do in life, and we're doing it together. All right. So I'm going to put this video up, and I'm going to talk to everyone soon. Thank you very much.